And what in the world is the Obama administration thinking? Today, news that the White House is sending National Security Advisor Susan Rice to address the American-Israeli Public Affairs Committee next week. You heard right. The same Susan Rice who just slammed Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's upcoming speech to Congress.
On both sides, there has now been injected a degree of partisanship, which is not only unfortunate, I think it's destructive of the fabric of the relationship.
In this case, the president believes that that both Ambassador Power and the National Security Advisor, Susan Rice, will do a good job of indicating the administration's commitment to a strong U.S.-Israel relationship.
Really? A good job showing the administration's commitment to Israel? Joining us, our political panel, Washington Examiner Susan Ferriccio and ABC News political director Rick Klein. Rick, she probably is the last person I would send this week.
This is junior high school, not diplomacy, right? This is we don't like who you invited, so therefore we're not going to send someone else to your party. Look, this is going to be a tough situation for Susan Rice regardless. You know this crowd at AIPAC. They are potential to boo, I think likelihood even to boo what they have to say from the Obama administration because they're very skeptical, much more likely to be on Netanyahu's side as he makes the case. And I think from the start, this has been some very blunt diplomacy about missed signals and protocols, and here just about basic invitations and courtesies.
It's really evolved into a complete meltdown. I mean, Obama and Netanyahu never had a good relationship. It's gotten worse and worse to the point now where I think the administration actually thinks they'd be going too far by not sending anybody to this conference. And that is true. Let's look what's happening in Israel. Netanyahu's going to come over here and talk to the Congress. That hasn't hurt his chances of winning re-election. He's holding steady in the polls. And if anything, his attitude has really resonated with the people of Israel. So it's benefited him. I don't think the administration likes that. I think they'd like to see somebody else win besides Netanyahu. So it's all kind of backfiring for them.
I did a little research today, or had someone do some research for me, is the fact that the vice president, president of the Senate, is not going to be there for Netanyahu's speech. And and what they've done is he's going off to Uruguay for the inauguration of the president of Uruguay. So I thought, okay, well, he didn't go to Margaret Thatcher's funeral, and neither did the president go to Margaret Thatcher's funeral. So what was the vice president doing on Margaret Thatcher's funeral day? And what he was doing is he was meeting with President Obama and Secretary of Treasury Liu, but he was also participating in a live Google Hangout with mayors from across the country. This is Margaret Thatcher's funeral. So, so now he's going to go off to the president of Uruguay's inauguration, skip Netanyahu's speech. I mean, do you buy that?
I don't think they wanted the vice president in that chamber, and they put out word actually more quickly, long before we even knew what the trip was. They said he's going to send his regrets to this because they don't like how it came together. Susan is right. Look, there have been deep disagreements between the Israeli and the American governments throughout the Obama presidency, and this seems to be a low point.
But there's even disagreements. I mean, look, let's face it. I mean, President Obama's been downright insulting to him. He got caught on a hot mic insulting Netanyahu. One of his staffers said he was chicken something and a coward, calling Netanyahu a coward.
Think about why it's hit the point it's at now. A lot of this is about Iran. The president wants to strike a nuclear deal with Iran that Democrats and Republicans are criticizing. There are many critics who say this is going to do nothing to stop Iran's march toward a nuclear weapon. Who is the greatest opponent of such a deal? Israel, Netanyahu.
He's been playing from the very beginning. He said that Israel cannot live with Iran having enrichment capabilities. And he's worried the United States is going to cut a deal that Iran can have enrichment capabilities. And that's what he worries about for his people. And that's what he wants to come to talk to Congress, the American people, about. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
They view this a lot differently than the administration.
So what's wrong with them talking?
I think the idea of going forward and expressing it, I think it's something with an ally, that it's something that traditionally we've been open to. I wonder if the protocols had been followed, was there any scenario where it could have happened?
Think about protocols. The protocol breach was Boehner. It was Boehner and Obama, and so Obama's target is Netanyahu.
But this is about the Iran deal, though. They know that Netanyahu is coming here to make a case against the deal that the administration thinks it still has a chance at.
Not just against the deal. He wants sanctions. And there are many willing takers on both sides of the aisle in Congress. And he's going to come and talk to them about it.
But he's coming here to have a discussion, a debate, to have a conversation, to plead his case. He's not coming here to do anything so sinister that we have to treat him like he's, a part of ISIS.
Given the nature of the talks with Iran right now, it is the last thing the administration wants is this kind of audience, this kind of publicity.
Well, maybe they should have handled it better. Maybe they could have handled it better, But anyway, Hannah, always nice to see you.
Thanks, Retta.
And